Hello everybody! In this live stream we are about to go over Despicable plots and teach you how to play as each villain. Gaston, Lady Tremaine, and the Horned King. So we're going to get started with those villain guide breakdowns. We're going to be starting with, as you just saw a second ago, Gaston. So I will pull that up right here. Okay, so let's get started into Gaston's villain guide breakdown. So his objective is to remove all 8 of the obstacles, and the purpose is obviously to make sure that he can marry Belle. So you can use allies and effect cards to get rid of your obstacles, but you have to remember that your opponents can also use fate cards to put the obstacles back onto your board. So you're going to have to watch out for that. As you can see, they are all 8 of those on those diamonds right there, which is part of the special setup. Place these on the diamond in each of the 8 spots, and then you're ready to go for Gaston. So the first thing that Gaston can remove obstacles with is the effect cards. Now we've got 4 of them on the screen here. You have Temper, which is a cost of 2 power, and you remove 1 obstacle. Swoon costs 1 power, and you have to replace an obstacle, which is a bad thing because you're putting an obstacle back, but the good part about it is that you're going to be able to gain power or draw 3 cards, and that gets you closer to your objective potentially if it gets you a good card like Temper, Get Out, or Come Into the Light. So Get Out is a power of 5, but it removes 3 obstacles, and Come Into the Light, which is a power of 3, is to remove up to 2 obstacles from a single location. So you can see kind of the breakdown there of there's different costs to remove different number of obstacles, but they are all really effective at getting rid of your obstacles, especially if you combine some of them into the same turn. You can kind of pull off a sneak attack victory at the end. Another thing you can do is to use an ally to remove obstacles. So there's this guy's name. I am going to attempt to say it. It may be really bad. Monsieur Dark. Let me know in the comments down below if that was awful, especially if you know French. I apologize. But he's allowed to remove obstacle tokens by using the activate action and paying 2 power. So if you're not familiar, this is one of the different actions you can do based on the location that you go to. And when you go there, you are going to have to be on a location that has the activate symbol, and you have to pay 2 power in order to use it. Just like all other actions that you can do, you can only do it once per turn or once per action that is on there. So you can get rid of 1 obstacle every time you move to that location that has the activate symbol, but it's going to cost you as well. And then you can also do it by vanquishing heroes. Now, the Beast and Maurice are really powerful against Gaston because, first of all, they block some of his abilities at the top, but then also, like the Beast, he's a 6 strength, so it's really difficult to get rid of him. But they also have a benefit for Gaston when Gaston gets rid of them. So if you look here, the Beast, when he's vanquished, you're going to remove all of the obstacles from the Beast's castle. Now, Maurice is the same, except for it's all obstacles from Belle's house. So you can strategically plan to vanquish them at the right time in order to get rid of both obstacles from one of those locations. So that can be a really powerful way to get rid of those obstacles, as well as then you're clearing up space so that the heroes aren't blocking your actions. Now, something to note is that you can't always rely on this because some people may choose to not play these villains on you because they know that they can be positive for you. So you're just gonna have to watch out for that. They may not play them on you. It just depends on the strategies that the other person is employing. Okay. So then replacing obstacles. This is a very unfortunate part of Gaston's, but it's very good when you're playing against him. So you can put the obstacles back onto the board after they've been done. So we're going to go over each of these 4 different fate things that do different things. So I've never seen so many books replaces 1 obstacle. So you put 1 back on any of the empty ones. Then, Saving My Life, this one can replace either 1 or 2 obstacles, depending on where you choose, but you replace all obstacles at a single location. And then It Is You, this one can be really crazy. It says replace 1 obstacle in each location. So hypothetically, you only have 1 obstacle left. You've gotten rid of all the other 7. If somebody plays this card, they're going to be putting 4 obstacles back, 1 at each location, and now you have 5. So that one can be really tragic for Gaston, especially if it's late in the game. And then Massaging My Feet, you're going to replace any 2 obstacles. So that's a really good one to have as well. And then finally, the last thing that you need to know is that Belle, when she is in play, you cannot get rid of any obstacles. So if Belle's in play, and for example, you have the Beast in play, you're not going to want to vanquish the Beast at that moment, because if you vanquish the Beast, before you vanquish Belle, you won't get to remove those obstacles. Same with any effects. You cannot get rid of any obstacles until you get rid of Belle. So if she's in play, you want to get rid of her really, really fast. Okay, everybody. How'd I do? What did you guys think? And let me know in the comments. Have you played as Gaston yet? What are your thoughts? Okay, we see we've got Jenilyn here. Cool. Glad to have you here. Bloodhound, hey, what's up? Been excited for this video. Yeah, I'm glad to have you back with all the villainous stuff. Quinn is here as well. Hi, how are you doing? So this is the villainous video for the week. We're going to be going through these, and then afterwards I'm going to cut them up and do a little bit of editing on them, make them really nice, and then I'll put them out so that you guys can have this as a resource for you, or if you're playing with somebody else and they need a little bit of help understanding the character, you can send this to them. So let me know what you guys think. Do you want me to do Lady Tremaine next or Horn King? I'm good doing either, so I'll wait until see what you guys say in the comments. Jarek, hello, how are you? Nice to have you here. Blanky, I think it was good. Good. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed that. Oh, we got Argle Gamer too. Hey, how are you doing? So I am going to get started probably on Lady Tremaine next, unless I hear a little bit if you guys want the Horn King. So I will start setting that up. Oh, okay. We're not doing Lady Tremaine next. We're doing the Horn King. Thank you, Bloodhound. So we're going to do the Horn King next, and then finally we're going to end with Lady Tremaine. So let me pull up the Horn King right now. Let me know, have you guys played as him yet? Because when we played last week, we had my brother-in-law, Caleb, he played as the Horn King, and I actually faded him in a way that was kind of rude, and it was really funny, but... Okay, Horn King would be good next. Blanky wants Lady Tremaine, no preference. Okay, so I have Horn King up right now, so I'm going to do that one next, and then we've got Lady Tremaine right after. So we'll get straight into that right after. Okay. So let's break down the Horn King's villain guide. So his objective is to have the cauldron born at each of the 4 locations. So you're going to have to complete his objective, you have to find the black cauldron, then you have to power the black cauldron, and then you have to use the black cauldron's ability to make these cauldron born. And we're going to be going over each of those things to help you learn how to win as the Horn King. So a kind of a special setup that he has is the black cauldron is a relic. This is very unique to the Horn King, and if you notice when you get this game, this is kind of a cardboard piece. It's a lot thicker than the other cards, so you're not going to put it together with the other ones. You're going to set it off to the side, and then once you claim the black cauldron, you're going to put it above the portrait of the Horn King. And then it also is a double-sided token, so it can flip over with certain actions. We're going to go into that in a little bit. Okay, so first, claiming the black cauldron. So we're going to be going over 3 different cards that you can use to help you claim the black cauldron. And the first one is Show Me the Black Cauldron. So it's got a cost of 1, and by doing this, you can either claim the black cauldron, or if you already have the black cauldron or don't want to gain it with this card, you can also use it to gain 3 power, which is also really nice. So this will help you get the black cauldron. You want to get the black cauldron as quickly as you can, as that will help you get further and further into his objective. The second card you can use to claim the black cauldron is We Have Made a Bargain. So you're going to either shuffle your villain discard pile back into the deck, or you can pay 3 additional power, discard Direnwin. I think that's how you say it. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Direnwin, and claim the black cauldron. So this is the fate card Direnwin, and so you can pay that power, you can discard Direnwin, and then you claim the black cauldron. So notice that you have to pay 1 power already, and so that would be an additional 3 in addition to that 1 power. And then finally, the third card that you can use to try to claim the black cauldron is We Got You Now, Pig Keeper. So this one's going to allow you to find and play Henwen, which is right here, or you can defeat it here with strength of 1. So you're probably going to want to use this to help you find the black cauldron, because that'll be really helpful. But basically what happens is when Henwen is vanquished, then the Horn King claims the black cauldron. So this card basically allows you to find Henwen and play him, because as you can see, if this is such a good ability for the Horn King when he defeats Henwen, most people are not going to put that against you on top of your realm. And so you can use that to get it out quicker, defeat Henwen, and then you get the black cauldron. So now that you have the black cauldron, you have to do the next step of powering the Black Cauldron. And so there's a couple ways you can do that. The first way is to play Our Hour Has Arrived. If you notice here, it costs 0 to play it, so it's really good in that way, and it allows you to flip the Black Cauldron to the power of the Black Cauldron. So this card is the first way you can do it, and then the second way is to use the activate action to flip the tile. So actually on the tile from the beginning, it has the little thing that says if you activate it, then you can flip it over. So there are no activate abilities in the entire realm. So you have to play the Ancient Soldiers, and like some of the other villains, it will add an extra action you can do. So you can, if you're at that location, you can do the 4 actions that are there, as well as do an activate action, and that will allow you to flip over the Black Cauldron, and that is when you power the Black Cauldron. Okay, so once you have the Black Cauldron powered, you're going to have to make Cauldron Born. Remember that the objective was to have Cauldron Born at each of the 4 locations, and you're going to need the Ancient Soldiers in order to make these Cauldron Born. So what you have to do is you're going to have to find all these Ancient Soldiers and play them across the realm. Then, before your turn, so like literally before you even move your character mover, you're going to have to pay 2 power, and then you're going to discard this Ancient Soldiers card, and then place a Cauldron Born from your hand into any location. So to clarify a little bit here, so you're going to literally have to get all of the Ancient Soldiers out, all 4 of them, onto the realm, and then you're going to have the Cauldron Born in your hand in order to change them. So, like it says here, you're going to discard the Ancient Soldiers and then replace them basically with the Cauldron Born, although you can play them to any location. Now, the last thing that you're going to need to know about the Horned King for the Villain Guide breakdown is Gurgi's Sacrifice. So, if you have already powered the Black Cauldron and this effect card is played against you, this will flip the power of the Black Cauldron back to just the Black Cauldron side. Now this is really bad for the Horned King, especially if you have already converted some of the Ancient Soldiers into the Cauldron Born, because if this is on the Cauldron, or if it's on the Black Cauldron side at the beginning of your turn, then before you move, then you're going to have to discard one of your Cauldron Born, and that's really, really bad. So this is a good fate card to play against the Horned King. Definitely want to watch out for it if you are the Horned King. Okay, that is the end of that one. What did you guys think? I'm excited to play as the Horned King soon. Jordan Lawson says he's played as him. Nice. Did you win? How did it go? Were you playing against the Despicable Plots characters, or were you playing against different ones? Bloodhound, I think it's pronounced Dernwin. Okay, that makes sense. I still haven't seen the Black Cauldron all the way through, so that makes sense. You should play tonight random with all 18 characters. Okay, that would be very fun. Unfortunately, Quinn, my wife and brother-in-law are not going to be joining me tonight on the live stream. We're just going to be going over the Villain Guide breakdowns, but we will do that soon. I would love to do random all 18 characters. I hope I don't get Ursula or something, but I mean, that turned out well for Caleb on the last live stream, so. Horned King is kind of a different variant of Maleficent. I get where you're coming with that. Yeah, definitely. I had never thought about that before, but you have to get 4 at each location, so that makes sense. I feel like Horned King is probably a little bit harder because you have to get all of the Ancient Soldiers and then you have to transfer them to Cauldron Born, but I don't know. Yeah, Bloodhound, but much harder it seems. Yeah, I completely agree with that. So then just to reiterate for everybody on this stream, just hanging out, getting some of these villain guides out for you guys. We won't be playing any one-on-one or 3-player matches today, but look forward to more live streams in the future. I've really enjoyed doing these live streams, and I want to keep doing these for you guys. Okay, Jordan, I won and my brother was Gaston. Oh, nice. So you won with the Horned King against Gaston. That's really good. In our live stream last week, we had a little bit of a snafu with one of the rules for Lady Tremaine, which you guys are going to see in a second. But basically, it turned out that I think Gaston would have won because he did win, but we had something where like maybe Lady Tremaine would have won if we had played that a different way. Blanky says not random, it was insanity last time. Yes, it was very, very insane. We tried to do random. If you want to check out that live stream, please do. It was a ton of fun, and we may do random again. I think I would like to do it again. But we'll definitely have some more structured live streams with the villains in the future where we're kind of just going on certain ones. Quinn, are you going to do base game villain guide breakdowns? Yes. So right now, for those who don't know, I've already come out with all of the Evil Come Prepared ones. All 3 of those are on the channel right now. And then with Wicked to the Core, the purple one for the Evil Queen, I've put out 2 of them. Hades is done. It's just waiting to be uploaded in a couple weeks. I'm super excited about that one. And then I have not made the Worst Takes It All or Perfectly Wretched yet. Those are definitely in the pipeline. I would love to make those. I'm going to try to get all 18 characters on the channel with their villain guide breakdowns, so it can just make it really easy for everybody to learn how to play as them, and then you can be able to, if you're playing with your family members and they haven't played as a certain character, you can then just get them a video real quick and they can learn it. So Bloodhound asks, will you be putting Despicable plots on the wall? Yes. So I took it off. I didn't put it on the wall this time. We only have 4 nail sections right now. So I kept it off because we're doing it and I can just lift it up and move it around. But I will definitely have that up in future live streams. If you have any more comments or questions, please continue to leave them. I'm going to start pulling up Lady Tremaine right now, and then we'll get back and answer any questions that you have at that time. So let's pull this up. I'm excited to do the Lady Tremaine one. Let's see. Let's pull this into presentation view. Okay. So before we start, Bloodhound Oko, yeah, I'm excited. We need to probably just add a couple more nails here. It'd be like a perfect spot. That looks really nice. I may have to figure out a way to do that. Villain guide in the base game got villain guides updated with a bit of clarification. Yeah, I did hear. Didn't you let us know last week that they had updated the rules in the newer set? That's interesting to me, and I would do my best to cover the villain guides, and they'd probably be a little bit different in the different printings, but just try to do my best with that. And then, Jordan, you played as Lady Tremaine for 6. Wait, was that a 6-hour game? That's crazy. I mean, last week was pretty long for us too, because it was kind of just a little bit of back and forth with her fate deck. We kept on moving Anastasia and Drizella back to the beginning. That was pretty fun. Quinn, who's your favorite character shadow on all 5 boxes? That is a great question. I think I'd probably just go with, I don't really like playing as Maleficent that well, but I think it's just so classic to me. The first box, really, really great cover. I really enjoyed that. Quinn has to be Cruella for me. I do not enjoy being Cruella de Vil. I probably need to give her another chance and play as her at least one more time and try to figure that out. Jordan, yes. 6 hours? Holy cow. That is crazy and a lot of dedication to Villainous. I don't know if I could last that long, but we'll have to see. Maybe we'll do a live stream in the future where we're playing for a very long time, see if that is something you guys want to watch. But let's get into the Lady Tremaine Villain Guide breakdown. Okay, so for Lady Tremaine, her objective is to marry Drizella or Anastasia to the prince. So we've got all of these cards down here that are going to be important to the objective of the Lady Tremaine, which we're going to get into right now. So the prince, he has to be played immediately when you pull him out in a fate action, and he's going to be played to the ballroom. Invitation from the King is played to unlock it, and then these ones are played at and brought to the ballroom to try to get them to be married to the prince by using the wedding bells. So to set up, you're going to place a lock token on the ballroom. This is going to be locked until it becomes unlocked, which we're going to go into a little bit right now. So going to the ball by using the invitation from the king is what unlocks this location and adds this 4th location that Lady Tremaine is able to go to. So when it is played, you're going to unlock the ballroom, and you're going to find and play the prince to the ballroom if he has not already been played. You need to note that the ballroom's not going to be relocked. Once you get that card, it's going to be unlocked for the whole game. Okay, so there are only 4 characters that can be played or moved to the ballroom. That is the prince, Ballgown Cinderella, and then Ballgown Drizella and Anastasia. So nobody else is allowed in there. And I want you guys to know that with right here, please note that I was doing some research to try to figure this out because we had a little bit of a mix-up when we were trying to play this the first time. It appears that the common consent that I have seen, at least, is that these are the only 4 cards. So this is the exact verbiage from the villain guide. It says only 4 characters, but that doesn't clarify whether or not items are included in that. But from what I have seen and from my understanding of it, I would say that these are the only 4 cards that you wouldn't be able to put items into there. Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on that. And then, as it says, there's a link in the description below if you want to go a little bit deeper into that and try to figure out for yourself the answer to that. Okay. When Ball Gown Cinderella is in play, then Ball Gown Drizella and Ball Gown Anastasia cannot enter the ballroom. If they're already there, they get to stay. But that's a really important one because if you're trying to move the Ball Gown Drizella or Anastasia to the ballroom, if Cinderella is out in her ball gown, you cannot move them into the ballroom. Sweet Nightingale is a very powerful fate card against Lady Tremaine. As it says, you can move an ally to any location. Now, going back to this one, Ball Gown Drizella and Ball Gown Anastasia, they have to be in the ballroom in order to get married to the prince. So what Sweet Nightingale can do is move them all the way back to the beginning, to the first location, and then they have to work their way back to the ballroom. And you can also do that because it says any ally. You can do it with the normal Drizella or Anastasia and move them back so that when they get turned into the ball gown version of themselves, they're also farther away from the ballroom. Okay. So going into this, like we had stated, there is a normal version of the cards for Cinderella, Drizella, and Anastasia, and then there's their ball gown version. So you have to first play the normal version. So in this example, Drizella has been played to the castle on another time. So Drizella was played to the castle, and then Ball Gown Drizella is now being played. So you're going to pay the cost, and you're going to discard Drizella, and then you're going to place the Ball Gown Drizella in the place of Drizella at the castle. So this is going to be exactly the same with all of the other people with Anastasia and Cinderella as well. You're doing this type of swap, and it's going to be played to the same location. So one important thing to know is that the fairy godmother can skip past that step. So like we said with the other ones, you have to have the normal one to turn them into them. And that applies to Cinderella as well, except when the fairy godmother is played. This one is going to find and play Ball Gown Cinderella regardless of whether or not Cinderella is already there. If Cinderella is there, you're going to do the swap like normal, and if Cinderella is not there, you just put the Ball Gown Drizella. Another thing to know is that the fairy godmother also allows that only fate cards can move allies, so that makes it harder for Anastasia and Drizella to get to the ball as well. Okay, so this is something that is very unique to Lady Tremaine, is these little trapped tokens. So I've included on the screen here the different 3 cards that can cause your the heroes at the top to be trapped. So first is the key. When the key is played, you're going to move Cinderella all the way to Cinderella's room and put a trap token on her. Then you can obviously use this activate ability at another time to move another hero to Cinderella's room and put a trap token on them. So that can be powerful to continue to trap a lot of heroes and potentially move a lot of the heroes to the same location so they're not blocking a bunch of your different actions. And so like it says here, when you put the trap token, you're literally going to take one of these tokens and put it on the card that is being targeted by that card. Trapped, you just put a trap token on a hero in your realm, and Lucifer, place a trap token on a hero in Lucifer's location. So remember, the key, you're going to move Cinderella, and then the activated ability can move any hero there and trap them. Trapped, you just put a trap token on a hero, and then Lucifer, you're going to place it only if they're in Lucifer's location. And then like it says here, if they're going to be removed, like they're vanquished or something, then you're just going to take the trap token off as well. One thing that you need to understand is that Ball Gown Cinderella cannot be trapped. So all of the other heroes can be, Ball Gown Cinderella cannot be, but you can use the key to move her to Cinderella's room, but you just can't trap her. Okay, so then in addition to that, there are no vanquish actions in Lady Tremaine's location. So you're going to have to use different things to discard or defeat the fate cards. So You Little Thief, it allows you to defeat Cinderella or Ball Gown Cinderella. Doesn't cost anything, which is really nice. Midnight will defeat all heroes in your realm. So if you've stacked up a bunch of heroes, that's a really good time to use it. But a downside is you're going to have to find and play both glass slippers, which are bad for Lady Tremaine. We'll go over that in a second. And then Lady Tremaine's cane allows you to remove a glass slipper. Notice that this is an activated ability on an item, and so you can use this multiple times throughout the game. So that can be a really powerful one. You want to get that out pretty quickly, but you also don't want it to be discarded by fate. So you want to make sure that you're being strategic about that as well. And then finally, the glass slippers. So these items do not get attached to the hero. They stand by themselves. Lady Tremaine cannot win the game if there is a glass slipper in your realm. So if you're playing against Lady Tremaine, you want to try to get in the glass slippers as much as possible, and Lady Tremaine wants to get rid of the glass slippers so that she can then win the game. Like we mentioned earlier, you can remove them by activating Lady Tremaine's cane. And then another thing is that the prince card is a prince, not a hero. So any cards that reference heroes would not reference the prince. Okay, that is the end of Lady Tremaine. So I don't know what you guys think about her. I'm excited to play as her soon, get a little bit more into the Despicable Plots characters. Let's see what we've got. So Jordan, continuing on the 6 hour thing, yes, her fate deck puts you back a lot. Yeah, I agree with that. That one is really, really, really harsh against Lady Tremaine, especially when you gang up on her. Okay, Lucifer's wording confused me. I think he was supposed to have an activate symbol. Well, let's go back and look at what his card says. So Lucifer right here. Place a trap token. Oh, that is interesting. So it's an ally, so it's not an effect, so you don't discard it. It stays out there, but it's not like an activated one where you can use it multiple times. Yeah, so I think that may be just to cause Lucifer to not be way too overpowered. If it was an activate, then they could continue to do it every single turn for one that was at the location, and then that could get a little bit bad, but I think that may be the reason for that. Okay, most theatric of the set. Yeah, hers is definitely, hers is a big focus on the movie, I feel. Like, Gaston's, yeah, you're trying to get rid of the obstacles you can get with Belle, but it's kind of a little bit different from the movie. This one's literally the mom, or the evil stepmother wants her kids to marry the prince and not Cinderella. Jacques is the worst fate card because you can get rid of items you need to win, like the cane and wedding bells. Yes, and that's one of the reasons why I think that it is all 4 cards are the only ones you can do, like the prince and then all the ball gowns, because if you could put items there, then Jacques wouldn't be allowed to be played at the ballroom. And so if you put items there, then they wouldn't be able to ever get rid of them, and I think that's a little too overpowered, and it seems like from my research that other people feel the same. And so I think that's why there is that little bit of a hard thing with that, but Jacques, definitely want to look out for him if you are Lady Tremaine, but that's what I would do with that. So everybody, thank you so much for being here. If you have any other quick questions or comments, I'd love to go a little bit more in depth, but we'll probably be stopping the live stream here in the next few minutes, as like I said, we're not doing any one-on-ones right now. What we're looking at is I really enjoy Villainous, and I really enjoy Villainous content, and I'm excited to continue to do this. I kind of put a hold on some of the other games right now so that I could focus on Despicable Plots coming out, and it was a lot of fun, and I'm excited to keep doing Villainous stuff. But I'm going to do some different games as well. But what I'm committing to right now as my content schedule is that at least once a month we're going to have a live stream, and we're going to hang out, and we're going to play some one-on-one Villainous. So we'll try to get a good schedule with that, but I don't think Disney Villainous is going anywhere, and I definitely want it to continue to be a big part of this channel. So we're going to keep doing live streams with other ones, but be on the lookout for at least once a month when we do our Disney Villainous playthroughs and just kind of hang out with the whole Disney Villainous thing. Argo Gamer, exactly in regards to this comment about Jacques. Yeah, I think Jacques is fun. I think he's a really good one, like, because some of the other ones have their abilities, but Jacques literally gets rid of 2 of the most powerful Lady Tremaine's cards, because the cane can get rid of glass slippers, and I'm blanking right now, wedding bells is how you actually get them married. Yeah, Fate deck puts him back a lot. Jordan, I want Medusa from Rescuers. I completely agree with that. I would love to see Medusa from The Rescuers and a ton of other villains. I could go on and on about the different villains that I want to see in Disney Villainous. I think that they have done such an amazing job with all of the villains so far, and I am so excited to see what villains they come out with next. I hope they just keep on making these expansions, and from the success of Villainous, I think they're going to. If they were going to do 2 more expansions, which 6 villains do you want? Okay, so this goes straight on to what I was just talking about. Let me know what you think about this. I think, and I've mentioned this on the other live stream, I want Professor Callahan from Big Hero 6, because that would have so many cool cards with all the Big Hero 6 players and all of that. That would be so cool. I also would like to see Clayton from Tarzan, because I really enjoy Tarzan, and I think that could be a really fun one. I've heard thrown around King Candy. I like that one a lot from Wreck-It Ralph. I've also heard it, what's her name? Mayor Bellwether from Zootopia. I've heard that one thrown around. I think that one would be really cool as well. Some of the newer movies. Okay, let's see. So we've got a lot. So Quinn says, I feel like Frollo could be on the box, and Argo Gamer wants Frollo as well. So does Bloodhound. So it sounds like a lot of people want Frollo. Definitely. So here's a little bit of a disclaimer. I have never seen Hunchback of Notre Dame. I think I need to see it. It's kind of like the Black Cauldron. I need to go watch those. Those are just a few, very, very, very few of the animated Disney movies that I haven't seen, but that's one of them. Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas, and someone from Lilo and Stitch. That is a great point. Who would it be from Lilo and Stitch? Like, there's a bunch of different characters, so I was interested to see who it would actually be. That kind of brings me to Moana. Who would the villain be if Moana's movie was included in Villainous? Would it be, is it Te Fiti when she's the fire monster? Her name is Te Kā? Would it be Tamatoa, the guy who sings Shiny? I mean, that's kind of a crime in and of itself, how much that song gets stuck in everybody's heads. Okay, Argo Gamer. Shan Yu. Oh, I forgot about Shan Yu. Yes, that is one that I definitely think would be the front of the box for one of them. Madam Mim, Honest John and Gideon, King Candy, and Mayor Bellwether. Just to clarify, is Honest John and Gideon, are those the ones from Pocahontas? If I'm totally wrong, please let me know. I apologize if that was definitely the wrong movie. Captain Gontu. Okay, that's Lilo and Stitch, I'm assuming. Is that the, fish dude's name? I don't know what he's called. Okay, Bloodhound wants Tamatoa rather than Te Kā, and Argo Gamer also wants Tamatoa. Yeah, I think that could be a really cool one. I feel like the one cool thing about Te Kā would be to maybe have it a little bit like Ratigan, where you can flip over the objective. I don't think that would work completely, because if you flip it over, then she's now the green island thing, and she's a good person island thing. And so, it wouldn't be a bad thing. So I agree, Tamatoa might be the best bet, and I just would love to see a card that says Shiny on it. That would be so cool. Oh, duh. Okay, I apologize to everybody on the live stream. Honest John and Gideon are the fox and cat from Pinocchio, not from Pocahontas. That is embarrassing, and I apologize. So would it be Honest John and Gideon, or would it also be Stromboli? Is that the guy's name that captures Pinocchio? I wonder if he'd be part of it. I don't want Hans. He's pretty much the only one I don't want. I would enjoy Hans. I think that could be kind of fun. I have heard that there's quite a few people that wouldn't want Hans, but I personally think that I would enjoy him, but I understand that there's a lot of villains that people may not want. I think Shan Yu would have a really fun goal and very strong allies. Oh, that's cool. I did not even think about how cool the allies would be. Can you just imagine if there's a card that's literally all of them coming down the mountain at that part? Oh, that's such a cool cinematic scene, and that would be really cool. If you could have all of the Huns on the bottom and they're just covering the whole thing, that would be super cool. Okay, well, I think that I am going to be ending this live stream now, guys. I really appreciate you guys being here. Hopefully we can continue with this Disney Villainous content in the future. Everybody have a great Saturday. Stay safe out there. Last thing, Argo Gamer, Honest John, and Gideon had a much more recurring appearance in the movie. Yeah, I guess that's true. They did have a a stronger portion of the movie. So that would make sense that it would be them and not Stromboli. But thanks, guys. Happy Saturday. We will see you later. Oh, I guess we're not ending yet. Stromboli could still be an ally. Yeah, he could just be an ally and help out in theirs. Quinn, great stream. Thank you so much. I appreciate you and everybody else that's been here. Bloodhound, Argo Gamer, Jordan Lawson. Let's see if there's anybody else. Blanky. Did we get anybody else? I think Jarek and Jenilyn. I think those are the ones that were commenting. So thank you guys so much. We have a request. Cruella versus Lady Tremaine. That would be a great one. I'm thinking, I've talked about this in one of the other streams, that we wanted to do some ones where you guys choose the villains that you want to see go head to head, and we got some petitions on that one of who they want to see. Definitely we will put this one on the list of ones to do, and maybe we'll have a stream where we just do a bunch of the ones that you guys requested. But let us know. Bloodhound agreed. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll definitely have to do that in the future. I would love to do that. Like I said, I plan on at least one stream a month being geared towards villainous playthroughs, because it's kind of just, it's then my outlet to be able to play villainous more often and hang out with all of you and just kind of go a little bit more in depth into Disney villainous, as it's definitely one of my favorite games of all time. So thank you guys. Really going this time. Happy Saturday. Bye.